since tarot can be said to be an offshoot of Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, we could look at the day card for September 11th as the Tower, the Decan card as the 10 of Discs, the month cards as Strength, or Lust is the name of that in the Thoth Tarot. And the King of Discs. We could look at the Ace and Princess of Wands. We could look at the Hanged Man. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to look at the number symbolism, the words and phrases and such that equal 911. We're not going to look at the numbers that have to do with 8:46 to 10:28 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're not going to look at the 7:49 to 8:46 of American Airlines Flight 11. We're not going to look at the 8:14 to 9:03 a.m. of American Airlines Flight 175. We're not going to look at the 8:20 to 9:37 a.m. of American Airlines Flight 77. We're not going to look at the 8:42 to 10:03 a.m. of the American Airlines Flight 93. And mentioning the Thoth Tarot deck of central to thelemic expression for a lot of people. We're not going to mention that. We're not going to mention their names, the names of the 19. We're not going to mention the changes and the stories that went along. What we are going to mention is the 9/11s that have to do with these verses themselves. So, Brashit, possibly earlier called Abrashit, but 9/11 there would be Wa Kamti at Briti Atkam Wala Zakrat Kul Bashar Aud Mami Humble Wala Yahweh Aud Mabo Lashchut Hearts. And so a covenant. And there's a sign of this covenant to not be cut off. So the floods. And it's interesting that some possibly damaging records got damaged in the sprinkler systems and such of those towers that went down. Oh, well, it hit the Pentagon, didn't it? So, Shemut. And in Shemut are Exodus, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, and Ruth. Okay, we'll find out the right order when we go along. Wala yaklu hachrathnim lamd patlapni mashamapni hashchin kihya hashchin bachurthamam wamkol matsrim. And we can look at, okay, we're talking about the evil magicians. Church mean? Is that the word being used? Church mean. And not into all the... Okay. So the evil magicians were affected by what happened with Moses too. We can see Egypt as a symbol. We can look at for the world. So when the world is afflicted, it's going to affect their masterminds. So Leviticus is Wikra, and Wikra 9:11. 9:11. Watam shur wadhar shurf bashma shoots lam chana. And people being burned who were on the outside. And in a way, we can look at the people who went down in those towers as outsiders. And Numbers, Bumdaber. Trying to make these books last a lifetime, so to take longer because I'm not flipping through them wildly like some people might. But dash hashni bar bah asher yum bin haram bin yashu atu atmatsut wamrim yaklahu. And you notice that I'm not saying the dots per se. It's because I want to leave it more open, and the dots are a later thing. So there's the 14th day of the month at twilight. They shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. And people have talked about how the New Year, Islamic New Year, how the Hajj, or the festival for the Hajj, which Eid of the Islamic calendar did people point at? But despite all what was happening, and second being, you can think of it as a symbol of something that happened after, well, they're still practicing the thing in later years, whether or not it aligns with anniversaries of things or not, which people are going to, oh, it aligned with an anniversary. And so Deuteronomy 9:11. And oh yeah, Deuteronomy is Debrim. Wihi makats arbayim yum warbayim lila natan yahweh alhi at shani batchat habnim lachut hambrit. And so when this has coincided with Ramadan, one of the things that people, fasting for, if you fast the standard days, the Mondays and the Fridays and the full moon, that typically comes out to about 11 days, doesn't it? About 10 days, 10, 11 days. And so if you fast 10 days plus a 30-day month, you've fasted 40 days as well. And so after going through something like that, you're a lot better able to take up the law. And so the prophets, is the prophets going to be 11 books, or is it going to be 8 books? I think it's 8 books. But anyways, so the prophets are divided a little differently than one might think. And some of the orders of the following books outside of the books of Moses are Joshua. Joshua is Yahusha. Let's not play games and say, oh, well, Jesus. Well, other than Joshua is God. By your same argument, Joshua has to be God. So now, 9:11. We amru yandu zakininu wakol yashbi arts nu lamer katubidkam tidalandrak volkulakratam wamratam aliham ambandikam anchanuwat kurtuanuberit. And Berit kind of reminds us of the Kabbalistic world, doesn't it? The making of pacts with the old ones can be important. They can have guidance for us. Not that we blindly follow them, but... Oh, that's... not good. Okay. Joshua. Judges might be better translated as warlords. So, you might want to have that in mind. But Judges, which is Shu. $9.17. Okay, that was... Watamerlaham hatana hachdalti atmatki wat tanubati hatuba wahlamti lanwa al hatsim. Now, wouldn't that be interesting to have a fig tree talk to you? But sometimes things don't produce. Okay, it's Samuel. We're on to Samuel. Things don't produce because there's a purpose behind it. So Samuel is actually two different books, but we're going to 9:11, aren't we? So Hamalim Bamala Hayir Wah Matzau Narut Yatsaut Lashamim Wiyamrulahan Hish Batsahara. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna finish in one program, but so ascent, approaching the town, and of course it's good to remember that the women or the young women do sometimes have regard for the prophetic message. And there's only 24 books in Tanakh, but as an Old Testament thing, we'd have to look at 9:11, wouldn't we? And 9:11 of 2 Samuel, Shemuel is Wiyamer Thiba Alhamlak Kakol Asher Yutsu Adni Hamlak At Abdu Kan Yasha Amdak Wampi Bashat Ak Bakal al Shul Chani Kachud Mumni Humluk Mephibosheth. Oh, it kind of makes you think of so the servants following the law of the land, not just the law of the people, is important. And such people being honored as if they are royals themselves can be very important. Malkin is really one book, but again, we're going to split this into two. So, 1 Kings 9:11 is Chiram Nasha'at Shulmah Batsi Arzin Wamatsi Barushin Wamzaham Lakal Habsu Azyatsan Hammak Shulma Lachiram Ashrin Ayr Bartz Huglil and King Hiram, yeah, this is important. King Hiram, the wood and the gold, and for that 20 towns. So what does all that mean? The wood and the gold to build what is necessary, right? And so 1 King, 2 Kings, which wouldn't be a 9/11 in the Bible, but we're going to look at it. In Tanakh it wouldn't be 9/11, but in the Old Testament. So we have we wa yatsa al abdi adnu wiamr lu hashlum manwa ba hamshunga haza alik wiamr alihim atam yadatam at heish wat shichu. And, well, okay, people are going to assume people are crazy and they have things to say. But the prophet figures, they're radicals. They're all radicals. So people are going to say, no matter, they can't prove anything wrong, but they're like, this dude's crazy, man. This dude's crazy. And that's largely how it's always going to go down. But asking what the situation was is an importance enough of a step. So Kings, followed by Isaiah, and 9/11 in Isaiah. Which would be Yeshaya. And we have Arm, Mukdam, Waplashtin, Matur, We Aklu at Yishral, Bukal Pah, Bukal Zat, Lashub, Apu, Woud, Yadu, Nathuya. And, well, Israel's something different. But we can look at this almost like it's going to happen again because of the actions of Israel. Look at what's going to happen to Israel in the future. Just look at what is going to happen to Israel in the future from the lands from the east and west. But the anger this time is deserved.